Welcome back to the show, guys. I'm queuing up some audio right now from a clip with my friend Jeff Perrine, who was, hang on a second. So Jeff was at a communist rally, not a rally, it was a church, the United Methodist Church in Loomis, California. He got an update, and I'll let him tell you how he found out about this thing. But he went there, he sat through 2 hours of this class that was teaching people basically how to break American sovereignty. And at the very end of this, he stands up and simply says, "Can I ask a question?" This was the question that he had the audacity to ask, which the people that were in the room ended up not being so happy that he asked it.
Please, I'm just saying, what I'm getting at is if we have a quota, really, dude, now I'm being physically attacked. If I'm on a live,
There, and we're going to stop it there because it gets into some not so nice language. This was at a communist church in California, in Loomis, California. Jeff Perrine is with me. Jeff is a patriot out of Sacramento, friend of mine, does some great work up there. Jeff, tell us what happened. So just walk us through, because I'm watching this thing, and I really would like to play. Guys, if you haven't seen the whole video, you can see it on my Facebook page. I shared the video. It's The Prudent Patriot. Jeff was there, and there's a short segment about 5 minutes long, and then there's another one, the 2-hour-long version. If you want to hear what these anti-American leftists were doing, you need to go listen to this. Jeff, walk us through what happened. And welcome to the show, by the way.
thank you very much, Ben. I really appreciate you bringing attention to this. I don't quite have as big of a platform as you, so I'm glad that you're helping me get this out. More or less, what happened was I was on Facebook. I was kind of doing some investigative work on the left. I just kind of wanted to see what types of events they were putting on besides rallies. And I'd been keeping my eye out on immigration because I know that that's a hot button. And something came up on my Facebook as a reminder, an event reminder on Saturday. It was coincidentally my anniversary and my wife's birthday. And so it wasn't something I planned on doing all day. But when I got down there and I started to hear what was going on, and I saw the big sign in front, which I sent you the picture, which was like asylum seekers and immigrants welcome. I went in and I kind of was like, okay, here we go. We're going to be dealing with something a little bit different than I was expecting. And I walked in, and when I saw the people there on the panel and the things they were talking about, I just continued to record, and they just continued to say things that were just unbelievable. I couldn't really understand how they thought what they were talking about was not anti-American as could be. But as I recorded, I just sat there quietly. I didn't do anything out of control. I was so polite. And I finally waited until they decided to take a break. And they were congratulating themselves on the panel about how they'd answered some amazingly hard questions. And, they'd been so honest. And when I was like, will you answer one question from opposition, please? As soon as I was shaking a little bit, mind you. I'm usually a little more presentable. Like, I can be precise and sharp, but looking around and all the people looking at me, I started to kind of shake a little bit.
Dude,
and I was getting,
Yeah, I mean, look, you were in the lion's den. This is a pit of vipers, a den of vipers. This is what the Bible talks about. These fake churches, this fake where they proclaim, they pretend to be followers of God, but really they're the enemy. They are. It's an evil, and to be in that darkness. I mean, that spiritual darkness, and you're there, dude. You're there on your own with this room. Like, I totally freaking get it. I've been there. I totally get it. And for you to be able to stand there and have as much composure as you had after sitting through, people don't understand this. If you haven't been through something like that, it is so difficult to sit there. For one, just to sit there. And like the whole time, I know, I was watching some of the video this morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, listening to what they're saying about, you did an amazing job. Now I want to talk about, well, actually, let's talk about what actually got you kicked out, and then I want to dig into, and what happened with that, the assault, the physical assault that you received, and then let's talk about the people that were there. This is being done by people in our own government. That's the scariest part to me. People within our government working for immigration. Now, you stood up and you asked a very simple question. You said your quota is 1 million. We just had a report of 100,000 that just came through illegally last month alone. Which we're talking 1 million legal, right? I mean, that's their quota for legal immigration.
Right.
How long did it take? I mean, we watched that video for them to turn, and when you can't really see, did the guy hit you? What happened for your camera to go down, or was he just trying to get the camera out of your face, or out of his, for you to stop recording?
Well, that's it. I think he attacked me because I felt myself being punched at the same time. That girl, if you guys saw the image of that little girl with the long hair, she was actually punching me, like standing there in a punching position, squared up on me and throwing blows to my body while the guy was grabbing my phone. So I had absolutely no opportunity to record or continue my question. And then a couple gentlemen joined in and helped drag me out. I couldn't do anything. I was being dragged out, and the only thing I could think of was protecting my phone so that I could continue to record.
Yes.
Because my biggest fear was them getting my phone and them abusing me inside of the event, locking the doors. I really wasn't sure, but it started to really, I woke up, I started to fear a little bit more than I had in the beginning. I kind of thought, we're in a church. Yeah. There's no need to worry about this.
Right. Yeah. No one could ever be violent in a church. You'd think, like, I'm protected. This is literally a sanctuary. I should be, if anybody should be protected, it's you, right? I mean,
correct.
You think so for people to understand this is what these dens of vipers have become. They aren't churches anymore. They are training centers for Marxist policy. They are training centers for violence. Like the people that are on this, and I've got the list that you sent me. There's people from Resist, NorCal Resist. Well, guys, that's Antifa. That's just straight up Antifa. So to have, and there were several Antifa members. I don't fault you for thinking that lady was, and I'm being generous calling her a lady, was Yvette that attacked you, because it was the same thing. It's the same MO. They come up and they just start punching, literally punching you. Now, did the police, were you able to get the police there? Did they make any arrests? Anything happen yet?
Well, the only thing that happened was, and it's the same thing that happened last 2 weeks ago in Roseville when I was assaulted outside of Tom McClintock's Congress office. I was forced to make a citizen's arrest, which is, I think, complete BS, because I had video proof that I was attacked. So they're trying to say that it's a matter of, like, he said, she said, so nobody can really be arrested. But when you're in a room with 80 people and you're the only witness, I mean, when does my word become anything if I have a phone and I'm recording? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's illegal to stop somebody from calling 911. And them trying to take my phone from me and recording for my own safety, they were trying to violate my safety and my rights, and I felt very unsafe.
There's no question. Now, did the police ever show up?
Yes, they did, but they showed up because the church had already called them on me.
Wow.
Before they attacked me.
Wow.
So they were almost there, and I think what they had hoped was when I asked my question, I was going to do something stupid, that I was going to be loud or violent or just do something that they hoped for. And I didn't. I made sure that I stayed completely under control because I realized how out of control it was getting. And I think that the whole organization, mass resistance, or excuse me, NorCal Resist being there, with Open Doors being there, and uniting with the ICE agent. I couldn't believe that they had an ICE agent on this panel, and she was answering questions for these people almost as if she was. I mean, they had undocumented people on the panel as well. You know, this
So,
was.
I want to get to that. And this, if you're listening, you guys, Talk Radio 1680 KGED, and if you're watching on Facebook, what Jeff's gonna, if you have to watch the video, He live streamed the whole thing, so it's not like he's telling you this is what they said. You can go listen to it for yourself. It's gonna blow your mind. But before we get to that, so the police showed up.
Sorry.
No. I want to build the anticipation. I want people to like call your friends, tell them to listen to what's about to be said, like the truth about what happened here, and the fact that we need to go back and confront these people. But so the police did end up arriving.
They showed up and they came on the scene, and as if you've seen the video, they tried saying that I threw up some sort of white supremacist sign.
I heard her at the end of it, and I like this. It was almost laughable. It was like she had nothing else to say, so let me just say what I think liberals would believe. Yeah, he said he was white. He threw up a white power sign. Now, let me ask you, when you threw your hand up in the air, was it... I mean, come on! Like, what? Wait, was it when you said, "What are you doing"? Well, I mean, what was their definition of a white power sign?
The only thing I could think of was when I raised my hand to politely ask if I could ask a question. I put it straight up, and maybe they thought that because I put my hand straight up, they were like,
yes,
doing. But yes. I honestly don't know. I was so PC that day, Ben.
You were a saint. I know you, and I know that. Like, knowing you and your personality, like how difficult that was. You did an amazing job. So you raised. So in school, like this was before restorative justice and liberals took over education and children ran schools. When we used to teach children respect, when you wanted to ask a question, you would raise your hand, right? I mean this. So, like, I want to ask a question. I put my hand up in the air and I say, "Hey, can I ask the question?" So that's the only thing that you did. And they saw you raise your hand. They're like, "White power symbol right there, right there." I just, come on.
Yeah.
These people are insane.
But they didn't say that, though. I didn't hear them say that at all while they were ejecting me.
It was at the very end. I heard her because you were like, why are you kicking me out? Why are you doing this? I've got you on video. And what was her name again? The woman that was escorting you out, that was just
Alma. Her name was Alma. Like Carnival.
And was she part of the organization or part of the church?
She's on that paper I sent you. So if you bring up that picture I sent you, she is an organizer, and she was supposed to be on the finishing prayer. She was supposed to be a part of the final prayer. And so she's on there as an organizer.
All right, guys. Hold tight. We're going to go to break. When we come back, I want you to dig in on what these people were doing. The fact that there was an ICE agent there. It's going to blow your mind, guys. Talk Radio 1680 KGED with the Prudent Patriot, Jeff Perrine. I always screw up the last name. Is that right, brother?
Perfect, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. Hang tight. You guys don't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, man. Let me get these. Let me get some of these pictures put up here, downloaded. Hang on a second, okay? So we're still live on Facebook.
Is my connection okay?
Yeah. It was a little shady there for a minute, and you can see the screen, right? So you can see.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
It occasionally pops in poor connection, but I haven't moved.
Yeah. No. It's the audio and video has been good, so don't worry about it. All right. Let me get this out of here.
Yeah, I would love to work with you and figure out a way to protest on a day they're going to be busy or something. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we gotta go get them, dude. That was so pathetic, man. And what gets me is it's not just one. So people understand this. It's not just one. It's every one of them. All of these communist churches. They're all over the country. They hide in plain sight. They pretend to be 501c3 organizations, and they're just simply anti-American communist training grounds is what they are. They are, it's sickening. And hang on a second. Let me just
How are they not violating the Smith Act, Ben? Do you know? Because I mean, in my opinion, they're trying to overthrow our country, which is like the one thing that is illegal to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, they are trying to overthrow our country. They should be prosecuted. It just, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take to get a judge or to get a prosecutor to go after him. Because I look at that, like what you went through, and I mean, all this stuff, I'm like, at some point, we're just going to have to either citizen's arrest or I don't know what it's going to take. We got to do something, because that's where the feds should be going in. I mean, they should be there. Let me just pull these up here real quick. They should be the ones in there.
I think I'm going to sue. I think I'm going to sue somebody. I think I'm going to reach out to some lawyers and see if I can get some help and sue the Methodist Church, because they invited me in.
Yeah.
Said it was an open forum and I was attacked. I think they're responsible just as much as anybody.
Totally. I absolutely agree. And I'm not a big, I hate the left. They're so litigious, but I totally agree. There's a place where it comes where we just have to, we have to use what they use against us, against them. And
right.
I am all for it, man. All right.
Yeah, look at that paper. I mean, it's all written up like a syllabus. Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, and they had the undocu queer thing going on too. They were promoting.
Yeah. It's all the intersectionality. It's the, it's all like everything is lumped in. As long as you're anti-American, leftist, communist, hate this country, then we're all together. But as soon as you step outside of the plantation, as soon as you reject one area, then they attack you just like they attacked you. So all right, got 10 seconds. We're coming in hot.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, brother. No, man. Thank you.
And now, here's your host, Ben Bergquam.
I'm back with my friend Jeff Perrine, the prudent patriot who was in Loomis, California, while I was taking the most worthless 6-hour class in my lifetime. By the way, we also had to pay $200 for it. Thank you, Laura Loomer, for paying that. There were people in this class that had to pay up to $800. And I was told they had to take the class up to 6 times. This completely worthless class. All it was a big extortion racket by the state government to say, you don't want to get in trouble? Just pay us. Come take this worthless class, and we'll let you go. Ironically, though, I was the only one in the class that said I was proud of what I did to get there, and I would do it again. Which I am. Exposing the hypocrisy of the left, Gavin Newsom. Now, one of the biggest areas of hypocrisy in our country today are the communist churches. The churches, they claim to be churches. And I've got an image up here on the screen for those of you that are watching on Facebook. It's the Placer People of Faith Together. And it's the event for this weekend that my friend Jeff was at. Educate to Activate Immigration in Placer Forum, April 6th, at the United Methodist Church of Loomis. Here's an image of it, and the image says, "Immigrants." What does it say? Immigrants, asylum seekers, welcome here. Is that what there's a couple different images here. These places. Now, Jeff, tell us a few of the people. Immigrant and refugees welcome, with their big rainbow promoting homosexuality and all the other things that are anti-Christian, these fake churches. Jeff, so there was a woman there, Villasay, or she goes by Say Chang, with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Now, I don't know, I want to clarify, I don't know if that is the same as Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, but there's no question that it's a federal job, correct? Or do you know if is it under...
She said she is the financial section of ICE.
Wow. So this woman, Say Chang, okay, so this woman, Say Chang, was on the panel. Who else was on the panel? I've got some names here. Thomas Evangelista, California Dreamers. Was this guy an illegal?
Yes, and he was also the guy that spoke at the SB 54 event up in Auburn, Placer County. So he's the guy that cried in front of the Placer County Board of Supervisors so they would keep the SB 54 going. I had no idea that I was going to see him there. It's just it's their group of regulars.
Yeah. Oh no, and they're all combined. It's all the same. We were talking about it during the break. It's called intersectionality now. When you guys hear this, when liberals talk about this, it's this idea that everything on the left is combined. So whether it's open borders leftism or homosexuality, LGBTQXYZ, pedophilia, all that nonsense now, or Democratic Socialists of America, or the straight up communists, or Black Panthers and Black Lives Matter. It's all Brown Berets. It's all one now. It's all one big anti-American, and the communist churches. They all fall into this. It's a big cabal of hatred for America, hatred for people that love this country. So they're on this panel. Just give me a few of the highlights that you had to entice people to go watch the video, again, at The Prudent Patriot on Facebook.
Okay, there was one that really floored me, which was the guy that was kind of like the MC. He asked the professor from Sac State. So if you look at the paper where it says her name, she's a professor at Sac State. She got her PhD from UCLA, or she got her bachelor's degree from UCLA and her PhD from Berkeley, and now she's teaching at Sac State. She's an undocumented.
No, she's illegal. She's illegal. She's illegal.
There you go. Right? And so she was talking about that. But think about it. She's a teacher at a school in our local community. And then to think about, they asked her what her ideal America would be. Give us 3 things that you would change. And she said, I would tear down the wall. I would eliminate any border, and I would give asylum to every single person that's ever been charged for coming over the border illegally.
Wow. That includes Ramon Pedro, who raped a 12-year-old girl who's in Fresno County Jail right now, who pretended that it was his daughter, brought her over, had raped her for 4 months, and then now is in our county jail. That would include him, I'm assuming?
Yep, 100%. And she said that and another thing that got me would just kind of, they said that they need to stop expecting, or we as Americans need to stop expecting dreamers to be exceptional. They want us to be more willing to accept average, everyday, normal people too.
Well, of course. I mean, the majority of the people that are coming up illegally are uneducated, low skill, basically wards of the state. I mean, they're going to be welfare recipients. They're simply going to be a drain on our economic system. And they know that. These people know that. Now, I just want to back the train up here for a second.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what she was saying. The fact that she was here illegally and is teaching at one of our universities. Now, her name was Heidi Sarabia. Heidi Sarabia of Cal State University, Sacramento. An illegal teaching at Sac State on a panel with somebody from ICE. At that point, I don't know how you didn't do this, because I've been there. I don't know how you don't raise your hand and say, excuse me, Mrs. ICE agent, arrest that person on my behalf. They are here illegally. They just admitted it. They have no business being here. But you didn't. And I'm glad you didn't, because you got more information. What was her primary concern?
The teacher or the ICE agent?
The teacher. And the other people, there were more people on the platforms. We had Thomas.
Yep.
And I don't
know.
Raul. Now, was Raul illegal as well?
Yes, he was. He was also an Air Force veteran. So I think he spent like 20-something years in the military.
Well,
so
now let me put Raul to the side, because I believe, well, for one, if you're willing to serve our country, you should automatically, and you do it nobly, like that's an issue that should have already been solved. You should be, that should be a part of joining the military, is you get your citizenship. Anyone that wants to put the uniform on and go protect and serve, I think that should be an automatic qualification for citizenship. So let's put him to the side. But the other one,
okay,
you were saying that that they were concerned about what when it comes to jobs.
Oh, well, they want I didn't hear anything about other than they want the same job opportunities that we have. They need to have houses like we do. I didn't hear them speaking about freedoms. I didn't hear any of them talking about religious expression. I didn't hear any of them fleeing for just safety reasons. It was more about materialistic stuff. we need to lower our standards so that they can live at a better standard.
Yeah, well, and the one that got me was the fact that they were saying they couldn't get private sector jobs because of E-Verify.
Yes.
But they could have government people. Listen to me. If you're listening on Talk Radio 1680 KGED, or you're listening or watching on Facebook right now, think about this. This person, one of these people on this panel, was an illegal alien who worked for our state government, worked for Sac State University. Their complaint was they can get government jobs, but they can't get private sector jobs. What is wrong with that picture? Like, how can they possibly get government jobs? Do you have an answer, Jeff?
Well,
I mean, that just blows my mind. When you said that to me, I'm like, that just blows my mind.
I think it strictly has to do with it being at universities and it having to be in places that are sanctuary cities. I don't think there's any cities that are major liberal strongholds that are not sanctuary cities. So what they do is they've made these areas that are all the universities and all the taxpayer dollars are going to, and they're taking over academia and they have their agenda and they're all becoming teachers and sociology majors. I kept hearing social justice warriors. They kept echoing that, just, we're social justice warriors. You know, it's not about facts. It's all about morals. And it sounded like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, right?
It's all the same. It's all the same. They're all the same. And people need to understand this. They're all the same. The communist leftists, that is what the Democrats have become. Whether it's Don Lemon on CNN or Rachel Maddow or this professor or Nancy Pelosi or Ocasio-Cortez or Bernie Sanders, any of these guys, Peter Butt, whatever, any of these guys it is the same agenda. And it goes back, it begs the question that you asked to begin with is, why are they not being prosecuted? This is intentionally undermining American sovereignty. It'd be one thing if you were a teacher at Sac State and you were just under the radar. You were just thankful for the opportunity that you had in America to get, to better yourself. And boy, you sure wish you could get your citizenship. It's a total nother thing to do that and then go to actively undermine American sovereignty. Like that, to me, that person, this Sandy Sarabia should be removed from her position and deported today. That just, it makes me sick. And everybody on that panel, if they were illegal, should be deported because all they're doing is undermining American sovereignty.
There was another one, Ben, that was really scary, was the woman Kasha in the middle. She's a green card holder, okay? She's a German immigrant here from Germany on a green card, and she's working with NorCal Resist, Open Doors, to influence our political sphere, and she's not even a legal voter. You're not even legally, I don't know if green card holders can vote in this country. They probably can in California.
Well,
but
not based on our voter laws, they can't. You have to be a citizen. Not unless you're a Democrat. Then, of course, everybody votes. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the invasion. Jeff, man, I'm running out of time. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for standing up, for standing your ground. Guys, if you want to see that video in its entirety, go to The Prudent Patriot on Facebook. Anywhere else, anything else, people can get a hold of you?
No, just The Prudent Patriot on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Jeffrey Eric, you're going to find me on Facebook as well. I'm all over Ben's page. I'm all over Will's. We're all around working as a team. Just spread the word, please. Share the video. Let them know what these sick people are doing in these churches. Expose the sick Luciferian devil worshiping that's going on. Just get it out there.
That's it. God bless you, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you, bud.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. And this is happening. This isn't an isolated event. This isn't like a onesie, twosie, doesn't happen very often. This is a common occurrence at fake, godless churches across America. Shout out to my friend Trevor Loudon, who's doing a new series on that, breaking it down, going into it. Whether it's the Lincoln United Methodist Church in Chicago, Illinois, where some of these caravan organizers originate. Pueblo Sin Fronteras, Centro Sin Fronteras. Now we have Loomis United Methodist Church working with an ICE agent, somebody who claimed to be, and I don't know, I guess U.S. Immigration or U.S. Immigration, let me get her exact title. I guess that's the same thing. I don't know. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Say Chang. On that platform saying we need more money. You have to go watch the video. Just telling you got to go watch the video. Saying we need more money for illegals. We need more money. Saying that the quote is 1 million. But Jeff, great question. We already had 100,000 last month. You multiply that by 12, 130,000. You multiply that by 12. We're already over 1 million of illegals. Shouldn't we stop the legal process until we get this under control? But no, not only are we not going to do that, the person that works for ICE said she worked for ICE on a panel that had illegal aliens on the panel in a church, quote unquote. And then Jeff, you got to watch the video. He gets punched. This crazy liberal leftist Asian lady comes up and just starts punching him. And then this dude starts to swat the phone out of his hand. It's just,